I'm gonna just do it here. Hey y'all, what I do back with your favorite cookie. Ooh, what's up, y'all? I'm gonna do it here. I'm trying to do my homework, but it was on my head, so I just figured like to just record it so I wouldn't forget. Oh, my hair look wild. See, Android be doing me bugged sometimes. Um, I'm laying really awkward on the bed. I just got my laptop back. I just got a new one. So I've been on my laptop for like months, and then I was supposed to get it back in October, but it just came yesterday. So that's kind of like, I'm happy that it finally came. But it does suck because I've been having a laptop for a really long time, and I almost kind of forgot what it was like to have a laptop. Like, yeah. And honestly, not that I need the laptop, like I shouldn't be so dependent on it, but it has been helpful, and I do miss my old laptop. I have headphones in. I could probably take these out, but oh, I sound so different. I want to put them back in now. Basically, I'm gonna try to make this quick, even though I have my phone on my Bible. Okay. Um, I was reading Proverbs 17, 18, and 19. Uh, I'm gonna be honest. I was supposed to get up hours ago, so shame on me for that because I have a paper due tomorrow that I have not started, and I have work at 12 to 9, and I tend to get distracted when I'm at work afterwards, even though I stay for mommy to do my homework and stuff like that. I get distracted, okay? I'm not perfect. If you know me currently right now, I really like this person, but I've been trying, not hard enough though. I haven't really been trying. I don't actually really want to try, but I know I need to. Not really be so engulfed in this person because I don't need this person to be an idol. I just feel like this person is my person. But um, I'm being, if I'm being honest with myself, because most of these videos are kind of for myself, but putting them on blast just for other people to see, not so they can try to mess me up, but so I'm showing myself to be honest. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what words to say. But basically, like, I've been kind of, like, really insecure in the light lately. And he basically talks about how, like, he was like, people in my business, but I don't really care no more. Like, he puts out his own business on purpose to let people know that he's not perfect. And he goes through things. So I've basically been doing that, just trying to, like, kind of pull at him, basically. That's as easy as transparent as I can get. He's doing it, and I have a respect for this man because he seems like he's really doing good with his walk, and he's really honest, and he seems to be open and smart about a lot of things that I only know about based off the certain men that were in my life once upon a time. Or they're still in my life, but like I wouldn't. It would take me longer. If I didn't have my brother, he was useful. Okay, I don't know. I don't know the words, and I think that God's purposely stopping me because like the point is watch what you say. Um, sir. Okay, for the people, I'm trying to get this point across though before I start the point. I have so many things. My mind's everywhere. But basically, the umbrella, right? God, men, wife, children. You need a man. I know I'm definitely a girl that's like, I don't need a man for nothing. And I'll forever be like, you know, a woman that is progressing. I can't even say for myself. I'm not dependent on just any man or just men in general, right? Not that kind of thing. But when it comes to my duty as a wife, I need my man, right? I don't need a man. I will never need a man. Okay, I need my man, like my husband. And the reason being is because that is who God is leading to lead you, right? God gives a man wisdom so he can pass it down to you, the woman, the wife, right? That doesn't mean that, as a woman, women are just stupid without men. It's not what I'm necessarily saying, because God uses women for a bunch of things. What I'm trying to say, there are men, I have certain knowledge of certain things so far because of men, specific men in my life around me. So, in that type of way, you need men. Like, you need a man. I feel very protected simply for the fact that I know God through the men that was around me and the men that are around me. And then because of that, I pursue and pursuing God on my own because of that, if that makes sense. On top of just being God's child in general, like, you've always been God's child. So, I'm not saying that if these men weren't around, I wouldn't be pursuing God. Like, I'm still God's child. But they definitely helped me do it faster. If that makes sense. I don't know. Like, it makes all the sense in my head. But trying to find the right words to express it out loud, I'm not sure. Anyway, until I find that words, I'm just gonna stop talking about it until I can, like, say exactly what I'm trying to say. But besides that, my point was the reason that I do Bible talks is just to speak aloud. Given I have been doing these things before I've discovered this celebrity dude singer or whatever, I've been doing it anyway just because it helps me think aloud. None of these are important. Dang it, okay. I was looking for a missed call, whatever. Anyway, I didn't have any, so that's good. Any whoosies, that's why I've been doing them on my Instagram story, at least, if we're being real honest. But on my YouTube channel, I just do it just because I need to reflect back on when I get older. So that's why I put them here. But the reason why I've been doing it on Instagram is because of the whole Kieran Lane thing. Anyway, I was reading Proverbs 17, 18, and 19, and in the subsections it talks a lot about being a fool, when trying to avoid being a fool. What did he say? How to avoid fools and foolishness. How fools live, the consequences of being a fool, how they live, and how to avoid those type of people, and you being one of those people, right? So that's what those chapters are about. And commonality, 3 of them talk about a lot of that is determined on what you say, right? I'm gonna just hold it for a second. Based off what you say, what you don't say is important. And when reading 19, there was a specific verse, Proverbs chapter 19, verse 24. It just I was reading it, and then I just kept staring at it, rereading that over and over and over again. Not because I was confused. Maybe because I was confused. I don't know. I knew the words on of those type of words on the page. But for some reason, I just kept thinking about it and kept reading it and reading it. It was just like, what significance is this other than what I'm reading it? So I just started Googling stuff. And lo and behold, Google at the bottom kind of asks you what things mean in the Bible in those like small sections underneath. So like, if I search up, like right now on my screen it says humility, but like, like, and it'll give you like the definition of humility, but then it'd be like people also ask, and then they have those like small sections, and under the small section it's like, what is the definition of conviction? What is the definition conviction Bible? What is a personal conviction? What is, like, so the second one is always like questioning something about the Bible, of people also ask for it. And I always like go below to just check to see if there's any like similarities between the definition, like Webster, and like what people are saying. And I did that for not slothfulness, because I know slothfulness means lazy. I searched up hand significance and what bosom was, even though I know what bosom means. Bosom is your chest, your breast, whatever. But luckily, when I searched it up, it still said chest, but it also mentioned heart. And then it went into detail how heart is like, the generator of feelings, right? Your heart is where your feelings are. And from the church that I've been going to for the past month or so, the pastor said, when the Bible talks about your heart, that they mean your mindset. And that was like, for me that week, I was just like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And he's like, they're not talking about your literal chest. So a lot of the times when it says God searches your heart, he's not actually talking about your chest heart. He's trying to see where your mindset is, and like clear. Because if you think about all the things that are in your heart, is how you're attacked and how you develop, like the way you think, the actions that you're doing. Typically when the devil attacks you, he's not attacking like your heart, he's attacking the way you think about certain situations. So the fact that didn't click for me on my own, and it took a pastor to give me that, boom, this is why you need men. You feel me? Get it? Men of God, specifically. Because that was so simple, yet something that I didn't pick up on, like, in words. Like, something that I could, like, subconsciously know, or probably subconsciously knew, but for some reason, it's not something that I would think about when reading the Bible. And then hearing him verbally say it to me, I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. What the heck? Like, that makes so much sense, and like, duh, but like, it wasn't a duh moment for you all this time? Like, what? Anyway, I digress. So, I searched up the significance of hand, because it's something that, it's our dominant thing. We use it for a lot, for communication, for holding things, for working, for typing, for working with your hands, like labor, all the things that your hand produces. Fruit, when gardening, literal, like fruit, spiritual, like fruit, like it's your strength, is what it basically, like what it came up in Google for, strength. And I was like, oh, okay. And then bosom, chest, heart, feelings, where your feelings derive from. So the verse said, a slothful man hideth his hand, and like not so much as something about bringing it forth to the mouth again. Yeah, not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Okay. And I kept reading that. And then when I read the definition of the significance in the Bible of hand, and what a bosom means, and the significance of the Bible of the bosom, or your heart, where your feelings derive from. A slothful man, so a lazy person, hide his hand. Because at first I'm like, hide your hand. Why would a lazy person hide his hand? And now I'm thinking about hiding his hand is like his work. Like, who knows? Right? You know, like actual labor. Like, because like when I think of slothfulness, I just think of like myself and how like I don't be wanting to do my homework, like doing work. You know, that's what I be thinking about. But when reading that and thinking about how hiding your strength, so a lazy person hides his strength in his bosom, like you're keeping your strength like close to you in your chest or your heart. So thinking about your feelings, so I'm trying to explain how my mind went when reading this. Hiding your strength in your heart. So to me, I thought about that feeling, or knowing deep down in your heart, having that feeling of what your strength is. But then it says not so much as, so not really doing, or barely doing, or very few, or not often doing, bringing it forth from the mouth. So in the past few chapters before 19 of talking about foolishness, it talks about what you say, what you don't say is basically of importance. In the previous chapter, I think 18 verse 21, it says death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So what you say, what you speak into fruition, determines life and death. The rappers that be talking about death, they typically die. You speak in blasphemy, you typically die. You speak in depression and all these other negativity over your life, those things typically happen. You ever just think about when you talking to your friends, and I'm guilty of this. I'm talking to my girlfriends and I'm talking about how I think something is the case, and I'm speaking and saying this is going to happen, and then later on you be like, see, I told you, didn't I say this was going to happen? Yeah, you did, because you spoke it into existence. Speaking things into existence is actually a real thing. And this is the Bible basically telling you that it is a real thing. People will call it manifesting, but words do have power. You can speak things into existence, which is why you need to watch what you say. And basically 17, 18, and 19, a lot, like they talk about when it comes to being a fool speaks a lot of things or the fools run their mouth. Something that I need to work on is just keeping my mouth shut. Like, I'm quiet as a person, but I need to be working on being quiet as a person. If you get that, you get that. I don't know how else to say that. I need to shut my mouth on a lot of things. I spoke. How do you say it? And another thing, you need to watch what you say, because the devil's always listening. I spoke something to one of my friends about something good happening to me. And then the moment I was so excited and I kept speaking on it, that good thing that happened didn't happen no more. Why? Because when you're talking about your blessings and they ain't happened yet, 9 times out of 10 they go bad because the devil just tried to ruin it. I have been struggling with a person and finally got myself together. And when I finally started speaking on how I got myself together, that instantly went south. Why you think that is? And then once it happened and I got sad about how certain things played out, I knew for a fact, I recognized. I was like, I had a thought. You spoke this. If you would have kept your mouth shut, Like there was a part of me that kind of knew it was my fault because I spoke it before it happened, and I couldn't get that feeling of this is likely because you opened your mouth. Damn, you know, that's on you. That's your fault. Take your L. You know, it ain't your forever L, but it was an L that you took if you would have just kept your mouth shut. And fools run their mouth all the time. You know, talk, whether it's crazy, whether it's telling all their business all the time. And when I say telling your business, I will forever tell my business when it comes to a boy, because I will say it's not of importance. It's of importance because it's something that, like, I desire, but it's not something that I need, in the sense of, like, I don't need a boyfriend. What you need a boyfriend for? God didn't tell you to have a boyfriend. So, in that sense, that's what I mean, you know? But when it comes to, like, important matters of, like, life and decision making and things that will affect strongly, keep your mouth shut. Don't talk about it. Pray about it. And move forward. And recently, yeah. Basically, keep your mouth shut, because fools tend to not keep their mouth shut. Fools speak negativity. Fools speak evil onto things and the people around them. And then there are some that, and they don't try to gain understanding. That's another thing that I noticed in the Bible. They talk about those type of people don't try to learn or gain understanding. Right? Because understanding, knowledge is power. Gaining understanding is power. Trying to seek understanding in the Bible, it says a wise person seeks understanding. It also said that a prudent person, so a person that's considerate of their future, will get understanding, but a wise person will seek it. So it's good to try to have understanding, but it's better to actually go looking for it. And where does understanding come from? When they say seek and you shall find, seek understanding. Where does wisdom come from? God. So seeking for God versus getting God are two different things. So you can go to church. That's cute. You can be around it. That's cool. But do you have a close relationship with God? Why did I just say that? Who knows? That had nothing to do with the point that I was trying to make. But it came across my head to say anyway. But I keep digressing. 24. Okay, it says that a slothful person hides his hand and in his bosom. Okay. So the point of that, I kept reading it because over and over, like, I spent probably like 5 or plus minutes just looking at that verse. Wasn't even done with the chapter, and I'm like, I got stuff to do. But I just kept staring at it, and I was just like, I feel like I have to keep reading this. I don't know why, but like, it's something about it that made me curious. Just trying to get a headache, I guess. How rebuking that juice. not me forgetting what I was trying to say. Not, I didn't forget. It's just I'm not sure how to word it. Like, I made a Snapchat video of it, but I told myself I'd make a video of it because it kept pausing and stopping because you only get a certain amount of time. But the point, but I'm not trying to say my point just yet. If you're hiding your strength, first of all, why would you even hide your strength? I didn't even think about that. But, well, that's the point of a slothful person. So a person that's lazy. So if a lazy person hiding their strength, it's just kind of sound like that's just saying, you know, hiding the strength, meaning probably not intentionally, like actually hiding the person. Like, maybe I didn't even think about that. Like, they're not saying that they never indicated that the person is intentionally hiding their strength. It's just telling you that they're hiding their strength. So then that would be different. A person that is lazy is hiding their strength in their heart, and they're not likely to bring it out the mouth again. That makes sense of why I digress, though, because the mouth, that's where I digress, because the mouth is the part where you speak things into fruition. That was the digression. That's why everything else was brought up. Just an FYI. Because, you know, the topic is still like how foolish people live and stuff like that. And so a slothful person, I guess, would still be considered a fool. Because it's like, you're lazy. How could you be lazy when you hold the strength in your hand and you know that you have this power that's given to you through the grace and gift of God? Like, he gives you these type of gifts, and you're withholding it, you're hiding it, you're putting it away. When you hide something, you're covering it up so someone can't see it, or you don't want someone to see it subconsciously. So if you're hiding your hand or the things that's strength, you're covering the things that make you strong to where people don't see it, and you're not likely to speak it out into fruition anymore. You're not, manifesting your power in a way. I guess, like, for simple terms, for those people that actually kind of sometimes watch my stuff, it's probably like, when you're lazy, you're not manifesting your power. You are holding back your potential. You are limiting yourself with all the things that you can do. It's basically what it sounds like this verse is saying. And to limit yourself and to discredit the strength that you were given is kind of like a disrespect or slap in the face to God, because you have certain strength, or your hand, because God gave it to you. When reading that, I stopped thinking about me being lazy with schoolwork. Kind of. I kind of thought about, when I thought about strengths, I thought about gifts. So, like, things that I don't take, I'm gonna say seriously, but I don't agree with that. So, like, things that that I don't use that I could use. So, like, for some, I guess people would say music is one of them. I don't want to say that because I have specific people that insult me and tell me that I don't take music seriously because I'm not trying to be a singer. And that irritates me so much. But I couldn't help but to think of that when I read it to begin with. Because I was like, okay, I wonder if that's kind of disrespectful. Because it's not like you couldn't do it and use it for something else that you're supposed to be doing. That's one thought that I had. I just don't want to admit it because I don't want to, like, get the wrong impression. But that's what I thought about. But then, for me directly, I also thought about how I'm in school and I'm not really, like, focusing as hard as I could, which would bring forth so many opportunities for me, for my career. But most importantly, in a general sense, I thought and am thinking about a person being lazy with their relationship with God, trying to get to know God, trying to read the Word, trying to pray, trying to talk, trying to get as close as possible to hearing God's voice. And you being lazy with that basically limits the connection that you have with God, limits the strength that you will have with God or your hand. Because the closer you are to God, the stronger the connection you have, the tighter you are with our Creator, the more power that you are granted, or strength that you have, the hand that you have, because He's placing His hand in it. Everything that you do. So you being lazy and not trying to read your Bible or pray, the less likely you are to have not God's hand in your life. It's like He's still there. He's going to be there. But He'll be very more hands-on and involved the closer you get to Him. And the closer you get to Him, the more likely you are to speak out on it. Because your job as a person of God is just to glorify God. Right? That's what my Uber driver told me not too long ago. Your job is literally just whatever the case, whatever gift, talent you have is used just to explain how God did it. That's the only job that you have on this earth. Whether it's you can sing and sing about how glory is to be given to God. If you dance, praise dance, like whatever, if you draw, if you can connect to people really well, whatever the case may be, your gift that was given to you is just to express how God did it, right? But if you're lazy about it, you're not likely to do that. And that could be what this is trying to say too, or the overall message of that. So yeah, I need to do my homework. It's almost 10 o'clock. And I told myself at 10:30 I was gonna wash up. I'm excited because something's happening. Well, that doesn't count. I guess. Anyway, I think that's it for me. I'm gonna try to do more LI for this paper that I have to do. 7 to 9 page paper that I have not started. And I got things to do in the morning. So yeah. Bye.